There we go. Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome. My name is Ken Burke, and I'm honored and thankful to be sharing this amazing opportunity with this stem cell reactivation patch with you. And do thank the person that invited you tonight to share this amazing patch of hope with you. In the last 2.5 years that my wife and I have been wearing this patch, we've seen nothing but miracles, and it's been a blessing. Now, we're not doctors. We don't make any medical claims. We're just excited about the things that we've seen over time for our family and our loved ones and people we care about and people who don't even know that we begin to share this patch with and begin to see some amazing things, really of hope for them that really nothing on the planet can do that currently this patch can. And we're going to share that with you. And so this precious little patch can be worn anywhere in the body. And so we're going to talk about that tonight. And you're going to find yourself being one of 3 people. If you're number 3, you're going to be like, hey, Ken, I like what I see, but I want to do more research. Fine, we get that. Or Ken, I'm a number 2. I love what I see, and I want to get some patches for me and my family. Great, we can show you how to do that. Or Ken, I'm a number 1. I like what I see. I definitely want to get some patches for me and my family. And I want to hit the go button on this rewarding comp plan that the company offers to those who share it, not sell it. There's a big difference. So let me go ahead and I'm going to screen share with you a presentation that is shown with our team really worldwide in this company. And our team is currently in 80 countries. And so it's so exciting. And you know what I find really also exciting is that I am more excited about this opportunity than I was 2.5 years ago. And can't remember the last time I've done anything than over a 2.5-year period that I've been more excited about, at least in a work world, than something like this. So without any further ado, give me 1 minute and I'll get my screen sharing with you and we'll go from there. Okay. So the question is, have you been patched yet? If you haven't, please do get with the person who invited you and make sure that you do. But after tonight, I think we're going to make it easier for you to be able to get some patches for you. So what's going to happen is when you put this amazing little stem cell reactivation patch on, is it's going to elevate, activate, and regenerate your cells, particularly your stem cells. But before we go too much further, we need to give credit where credit is due. A man that we truly appreciate. His name is David Schmidt, and he is the founder, the CEO, the inventor of this patch. And he actually now has, we're going to upgrade this slide, 200 patents to his name. He is a scientist of scientists, and he started 21 years ago with the Navy SEALs with this technology. They had hired him to figure out a way to keep these folks awake underneath the water 18 to 36 hours in these specialized submarines, and they didn't want to give him amphetamines. And the good Lord gave David, he is a man of faith and a scientist, the insight of how to create a 2-patch system that works off light in the body. We'll explain that in a minute. So nothing goes in the body, but it would leverage the fat cells, give them energy, and it worked. Well, that led to the Berkeley swim team finding about these patches. Matter of fact, it was the women's swim team that within a matter of several weeks, they began to best all their records because of this patch. And that eventually led to Michael Phelps wearing this patch during the Olympics. And it was a 2-patch energy system, not this patch. This patch got invented later, but it's same technology. But the thing is that this technology is safe for all, particularly if you're in the Olympics. That's a very stringent requirement when it comes to anything that you could consume or wear or what have you. But they can wear this wonderful light technology. And how spectacular is that? Well, that was back in 21 years ago. And so, but then David, back in 2008, he began to turn his attention to stem cells and, rejuvenation. And over a period of 10 years, 80 clinical trials, he finally figured this one patch out, the X39 patch, got it patented in 2020. And while the whole world was shutting down, this patch was bringing light and opening opportunity and hope for many people, and the company began to shoot like a rocket. And with no advertising budget, the company at the time was doing about $20 million a year after 15 years in on about 10 other patches they had. This one patch hits, miracles begin to occur, word of mouth begins to spread, And you're going to see here that we've gone from 20 million to this year, we should hit $1 billion in revenue, which is just spectacular. Let's talk about this patent because it's very important. People ask me, hey, Ken, is this if FDA approved? Well, better yet, this is not a drug, i.e. no side effects. So it's not FDA approved as a drug because it's not a drug. But under the FDA, we are stamped as a wellness patch. And so because there are no side effects, and furthermore, we have a United States patent stamp of approval protecting all the research and development that's been done. And I'm going to pull some out of here now till 2040. So there also is a global patent. So we're protected for the next 15 years or so on this technology, which is amazing because no one in the world has this technology. This is the only technology that can turn on your dormant stem cells in the manner it does. And I'll explain how that works in a minute. But let's take a look at some of the benefits that these clinical trials and studies proved that's inside this patent. And I'm going to blow my screen up a little bit here. Forgive me, I'll just move it around because I love reading the last few lines of this results here. It says, as a result of elevating this copper peptide, including the activation of stem cells, improvement in energy, elevation of antioxidants, reduction in inflammation, management of pain, improvement in stamina, elevation of collagen production, and improvement in wound healing. That's all in the patent, all from one item. And I promise you, what we've seen is a whole lot more than this. I don't know one thing that does a portion of these things, let alone this. And the reality is, it's not the patch that's really doing it. It's really your body is using its own capabilities and the brain controlling it to now begin to heal you and repair you and restore you at a level like never before, thanks to stem cells, thanks to this patch. So what's the story? Well, here the story is when you and I were in the womb, the very first cell we were was a stem cell. And that stem cell morphed into every cell we now are. But then you're given a reserve of stem cells throughout your entire body, in your brain, your bones, your ligaments, your joints, all throughout the body for healing, repair, and restoration. Because you see, a stem cell can morph into any cell the brain tells it. That's the power of a stem cell. But guess what? By the time you're 30, the reserve of stem cells that are throughout our body, well, they're going dormant. Age is setting in, and we begin to see it on our skin, feel it in our bodies. Because clinically, the less stem cells activity you have in your body, the faster you age, the slower you heal. Well, by the time you're 60, 90% of those stem cells are now dormant. And we all know if you're up in the age, in that age range, you feel it, don't you? Until now, thanks to this patch. Well, how does this patch work? It's a proprietary form of phototherapy. That's light therapy. Think about this. The sun hitting our skin is phototherapy because what happens is it creates an effect called a reaction with vitamin D being elevated in the body. Vitamin D doesn't come from the light. It comes from inside the body when it's elevated thanks to the light from the sun. This is different. This is light that already is inside the body, always coming out of us. What do you mean, Ken? You ever seen someone put a pair of infrared goggles on? What happens? Well, they can see anybody in the dark. Why? Because every one of us on this call and around the world, we all are emitting infrared light 24/7. And well, this patented nanocrystal technology, nanocrystal means microscopic tiny crystals, from basically salts from plants are arrayed inside this patch in such a way that emits a frequency. And the frequency of that, along with the frequency of light in the body, basically elevate this peptide inside of us. And when that happens, the brain says, hey, thank you very much. I'm going to start turning on all your dormant stem cells. So it's reflecting the light from inside my body to do that. So guess what? Nothing is going into my skin. Nothing's transdermal. There aren't any stem cells in this patch. Stem cells are inside me and you, right? So no drugs, no chemicals, no stimulants, no needles. No, I'm not going to inject my own stem cells back in me after I have my blood spun and inject them PRP, if you know about that. Or I'm going to inject someone else's stem cells in my own body. No. I'm not going to do any injection. I'm just put a sticker on anywhere on the body for that matter, and allow my brain and body to begin to take advantage of the gift that's already inside of me, turn that thing back on, and wow, watch what happens. Well, here's a few things that you're going to find are going to happen. You're going to find yourself getting stronger. Are you getting older and concerned about maybe you're not as strong as you used to be? Got to pass for that. How about reduction in inflammation? Anything with the word itis, guess what's behind it? Inflammation. Well, this thing's going to go straight way to work and begin reducing inflammation in your body. Think about your joints, your ligaments, hip pain, back pain, neck pain. Think about these things, right? We're not making any claims or promises, but we've seen some pretty amazing things here regarding increased stamina. Could you just use the ability, if you travel, to just walk a little further, go a little longer when you're with your grandkids or with your friends or family? How about energy vitality? Just feeling more alive, just going through the grocery store. Mental clarity. Are you concerned about maybe getting brain fog? Maybe you're starting to forget things. Hey, where'd those keys go again? How about some mental clarity where you're remembering better, right? How about restored musculoskeletal condition? How about in your jaw? How are your teeth? How are your gums? How's that doing? How would you like to see maybe some restoration within context? So for instance, my neighbor, his gum pockets, he told me, Ken, for 20 years, my gum pockets have been receding. I went to the dentist. I've seen the same dentist for 20 years. Now they filled in. Pretty awesome, right? Another dentist, client of mine, he used to own an advertising company, said, hey, Ken, we had a patient come in. We couldn't put a post in the jaw because the jaw was too brittle. But they came back 8 weeks later and we scanned their jaw again and it wasn't brittle. And we put a post in, and the only thing they had done differently, he told us, was they were wearing this patch. Crazy, isn't it? Improvement in sleep. Most of us are so thankful about how well we sleep now. Sleep is mission critical to your long-term health. It's where healing and repair happens, where the brain begins to detox at night when we're sleeping. But if you're up a lot, the body can't get into a deeper state of healing. Well, now it can. Improvement in skin appearance. Well, within 90 days, the collagen in your body's refreshing. You got more collagen in your bones than you do calcium, but also collagen affects your skin, right? And so it's going to become more supple, less wrinkled. Your hair is going to grow out thicker, a little faster, less gray. How'd you like that? Right? Here's just a quick session of a woman, 77 years of age. She's got inflammation in her brain on the left. That's all the red. We were listening to a neuropsychologist the other day talk about how he would try to help someone like this without the patch. Could take months, if not a year, to try to get their brain to calm down. And here within 3 weeks in the center, you see your brain's already calmed down. And at 3 weeks after that, it's sustained. If you got inflammation in the brain, you really have it throughout the body. In the first few days, additionally, beyond your stem cells, 4,000, about a third of your genes that make up who you are, they're going to reset to a younger state. It's like getting a reboot. Within 6 weeks, the brain becomes balanced. Your left and right lobe become balanced. And so now your energy, your sleep, your focus just gets better. Going through the grocery store, feeling better, your collagen, I talked about that. 6 months, this is amazing. Within 6 months, your cardiovascular system, depending on your age, is going to reverse in age by about 2 years, every 6 to 8 weeks for a season of time. Heart disease is the #1 killer of Americans today. I am so thankful. I have a patch of hope that I can offer my family and friends. Say, listen, we have something to begin making a positive impact on that number. Put this thing on. Now you can wear the patch anywhere in the body, but when they tested it to get the patent, they had to test it in 2 independent places consistently to get the patent. But it can be worn anywhere in the body. They tested it 2 inches below the belly button, and they tested it 2 inches below the hairline, the back of the neck, and that's C7. And so what you do is you put it on. I've got mine here. I like to show it, but it works right there because my brain's doing it, not the patch. And you wear it for 12 hours on, 12 hours off, and rinse and repeat. Do it again the next day. So put it next to your toothbrush in the morning, slap it on after dinner, take it off, throw it away, let the body rejuvenate. And then the next morning, put a new one on, right? It's very simple. It takes 5 seconds in the morning, 5 seconds at night. I don't have to go to the gym. I don't have to do any burpees, nothing. I love it. And so it's pretty powerful. You still want to eat well and do all the other important things of life, but none of those things are going to turn on your dormant stem cells. I do intermittent fasting. I do CrossFit. You're right. I eat a pretty dang clean diet. None of that turns on my dormant stem cells. So that's what's so powerful about this amazing opportunity. Alrighty. So bear with me 1 second here. Hold on. I don't have a partner in crime telling me if everything's going fine on the Zoom right now. So I had my phone vibrate and I thought maybe I missed something. So we're still good. Here we go. So you need to drink plenty of water while you're wearing this patch also. Why? Because, well, the body is always detoxing, whether you're drinking water or not, it's looking to detox, and through your waste and what have you. But this is going to super detox you, because now the brain's looking to bring healing. And part of it is get the toxins out of your system. So you want to make sure you're drinking water and get that out. So because you're going to feel a whole lot better, because your blood's going to breathe a lot better. So it's pretty simple. So as you can see, this technology is about as simple as it gets, but it is about as profound as could be. It's probably the most prolific advanced technology on the planet. And we're the one. We've got the cookie, right? And so, and what's awesome is just all the amazing things and what it does for family and friends and people that we love and care about. And I hope at this point, maybe you're thinking about, not only for you, you may be thinking about someone you love and care about, the people as we're going through here, that you begin to think, hey, and so just to give you a few other insights on what happened for my wife and I once we began to share this. My wife had hot flashes that wouldn't quit, 10 to 20 a day. Day 21, they stopped. She had fight or flight syndrome from her menopausal anxiety. That went away. She had hip pain for years from giving birth to 5 children. We have 5 wonderful children grown out the door. This year, they're 33 to 23, and 4 are married. We have 10 grandchildren. So I love the patch also. More engaged with them now than ever before. Get on the floor, get up. Well, that hip pain she had after giving birth to 5 children, she had for years, gone. Amazing. And so my dad had scarred lungs after COVID. Don't know how he got it. All I know is he was fine breathing before. After COVID, he wasn't. Now he sat with his head down all day long. He had to walk with a walker. He's 280 pounds, 1 kidney, 12 medications, on his way out. I said, Dad, I have no idea what this is going to do for you, but there's no contraindications with any kind of medication. So you can wear the patch on all those drugs you're on. Wear this patch and just see what happens. Week 5, he calls me, Ken, yeah, Dad, I can breathe again. Buy me a plane ticket, go see Brittany in Louisiana. He's in Oldsmar, Florida. I'm like, I'm not buying you anything. You can't walk 20 feet with your walker. I thought he was delirious. 6 weeks later, he's in an Uber to Tampa National Airport, flies out to Louisiana, spends the week with Brittany and the great grandbabies. Blew my mind. I had a friend had a frozen shoulder for 14 months. His wife had to have him put a shirt on, right, over his head. And he couldn't golf with his daughter. 14 months. That was their daddy-daughter daytime. She's got a scholarship to college on it. 5 days in, Ken, thank you very much. I'm back on the course. I got full range of motion. So my autistic granddaughter, level 3, put the patch on her. First day, she begins to make improvement. Her counselor's like, hey, what's with Liliana? Why is she now focused? And anytime we get this patch on a child on the spectrum, the first thing they tell us, but think about Parkinson's. You got anybody with Parkinson's? Dementia, right? Alzheimer's. And I'm not making promises it's going to go away, but I'm telling you the quality of life and what can happen for people from what we've seen is profound. And so we have a friend they had Parkinson's age 62, 2 years in. By the time they were 2 years in after Parkinson's, head shaking, he couldn't ride a horse, couldn't ride a motorcycle, couldn't write anymore, just wanted to give up on life. Well, it's been a year now. We got a picture from his wife of him water skiing. I was like, oh my gosh. So that's why we're excited. That's why we're on this call tonight. Because we don't know of anything right now that exists on the planet that can do this. And right now, this company is currently in 80 countries. And so what's a beautiful thing, I'm going to transition here at this point, because I asked you earlier, you're going to find yourself being one of 3 people tonight, right? Do more research, get some patches, or hit the go button on this amazing program and get some patches. Well, if you're going to get excited about something, it's really important that you don't throw up on everybody about all of it, because you may talk them out of it. And the best way to prevent that is with this little site right here. This is at info.com. This is all the research, the data, the 80 clinical trials, videos, testimonies from doctors, testimonies from others, period. It's really easy. So when someone wants to know, hey, so-and-so, tell me more about this, say, yeah, give me your phone. I'll text you a link, right? And it will tell you all about it, because I'm still figuring it out. I'm new, just kind of like you are too. And so it takes to burn off me and you from having to be a salesperson. That's what you don't want to do. But you do want to keep people's curiosity. You do want to share your testimony, and you do want to get their eyeballs on a Zoom like this. But you don't want to be the salesperson. And giving this site helps kind of answer some of the questions they may have before you get their eyeballs on a Zoom. Now, I told you before earlier, this company was at 20 million back in 2021. Well, they hit over 600 million last year. They're on track to hit over $1 billion this year, and which is spectacular. We have a team also, a team that's helping get this done. Now, there are different teams all around the world inside this company of LifeWave that share these patches. Our team just happens to be the fastest growing team in the history of this company. And our team also constitutes over half of the sales of the X39 patch. And the X39 patch constitutes almost 90% of all the sales of the company. And our team is only 32 months old. It started this couple here in black and white in this left picture, and Steve and Gina Merritt, and they came aboard this company. And within 23 days, hit the highest rank in the company. We're talking up to $25,000 a week in money, potentially. And that usually took 4 years to do if someone hit it. And they were going to come aboard this company, implement a system many of us could follow to see how well we could do. And that began to rocket their team, multiply it. Now there's almost 400,000 people strong in just 32 months. We think we're going to have 1 million people by year end. And so why? Because we're all following a basic system of sharing this. Because listen, we're all independent, all of us on this call. No one's telling us to show up for this Zoom, and no one tells us what to do. We can do what we want. I love this. But all of us who understand the power of a system and keeping things simple so we maximize our time, we're all following the same system thanks to Steve and Gina Merritt. And so the president of the company on the left, David Schmidt, excuse me, the CEO and the president, Meredith Burke, they came down to their first event back in August 2023 because they were amazed at how fast the team was growing. And we had 1,800 of us underneath a hot tent for 2 days in Tampa because we were so excited, and they came down to celebrate. So there is more of that. So my question to you, if you're thinking where we're tracking right now, that we have a patch that no one in the world has, we have a technology that technically everybody really needs. Everybody has stem cells. They're all going dormant. No one has a way to help our family and friends turn them back on. We do, and it's patented, and so we have zero competition. And the company doesn't pay social media and Google. What do? They want to reward me and you, word of mouth, for sharing it. And that's what they do. They take 60% of their revenue, and they push that back out to people like me and you. And what's really powerful is we tell people in this amazing system, it's God first, then your family, then whatever you do for a full-time job, keep doing that and do it well. Put a patch on. You're going to sleep better, feel better, focus better. You'll be under less stress. You will be a better employee, a better business owner, a better whatever it is you do for a living. You're going to be better at it. But then lastly, then share this patch speckled throughout the day, like sharing a good movie or a restaurant, and stay focused on your full-time job and be a good employer or a good employee. And so in that context, you have the ability to begin to actually accumulate residual money, because as people begin to purchase that you've shared with, and then they begin to share it, I'm going to show you this in a minute, the computer tracks all that, and the company rewards that all back to you. So you will have people growing out well beyond you, know who they are, but guess what? You're going to be a little piece of this. I remember my wife and I, we were 90 days in, and we went on a cruise. We flew out to Hawaii, went on a cruise to 5 Hawaiian Islands, then we went down to Bora Bora. We were away from civilization. And I remember we came back $2,500 richer. And I'm like, hold on a second. I did not do anything in part. I did. I started people getting excited. I've been enrolling people prior to that on the patches. They started sharing it. But I had no idea that while we were gone, that they would continue to share it, not knowing who my name is, and the company would pay us. Well, that's you. Could you use some more residual income that while you're busy doing whatever you do for a living, that all of a sudden your bank account begins to incrementally maybe rise up because you're doing the right thing by sharing, other people are doing the right thing by sharing, and collectively those efforts are helping to pay you. Well, just think if that could maybe eventually pass your current income or surpass it like it did for my wife and I. It got to 4 times what I paid myself after 22 months. That's well beyond me. I couldn't have done that. That was word of mouth. That's the past. That's the system. And we have this amazing opportunity. And so if you're thinking of what I'm trying to share with you, do you see something for yourself that maybe has been hidden for a while because you've just been pressed down for a while, like I was for years running my company, where I really wanted more. I wanted more time with my grandbabies. I wanted more time with my wife. I wanted less time involved with being stressed. I wanted to pay off my debt. I wanted money to help future fund my retirement in a greater way, because we still need a lot of catching up. And so the thought of having a dream was far off. It had been covered up because it had been pushed down by just life. How are you doing in your life? Do you see potentially that there is an opportunity for you on wearing this patch and sharing this patch? And could you use less debt? Could you use more freedom? Would you like to travel? Would you like better health from just wearing the patch by itself? And would you like to be in a position where you have better time with your family and friends? Well, that is potentially available to you and me. No guarantees, but this opportunity does this like nothing. You could not buy a franchise or start a company and try to achieve all this in the simplest way this does. This really is a gift. The patch is a gift, but this opportunity has been a gift, as it's been for many of my loved ones and friends who've now been blessed in this opportunity. And it all starts here. It all starts with you and 4 friends and family members, 2 on the left, 2 on the right. What do you mean left and right? Well, you're going to start a left team and a right team. It's put in what they call a binary structure, which is a structure that does a few things. First, it's FTC approved, so it's respected by the government, and the tax man loves us because of the amount of tax we pay them. Secondly, unlike a pyramid, which is illegal, the people you enroll below you can make more money than you. And thirdly, it gives the company financial strength. So it's pretty powerful on this binary system, but it all starts right here. You get some patches, and then you get the people you love and care about to get some patches with you. And this position opens you up to what they call manager. And I'll explain the structure of it in a second. But that means you can make up to, not right then, but you can make enough money to start trying to hit the first cap of $1,500 a week in the team commission. See, you have a left team started and a right team started. And as those purchases begin to occur of just buying product, that's it, nothing more, nothing less, just buying product, you're going to be getting commission on that. And that could go to $1,500 a week. Well, as you begin to help your friends do what you just did, you got 2 in the left, 2 in the right. Now your friends get excited. They start seeing results. They're like, I'm going to call my mom. I'm calling my best friend. I'm calling my neighbor. Great. Let's help them get their 4. Boom. Now you got 4 on the left more, and you got 4 on the right more, thanks to 2 other people that you enrolled. Now, guess what? You're going to be making more money, but now you're going to excel past that rank of manager to the other 6 ranks available that take you potentially all the way up to $25,000 a week as a cap. It's crazy. All based on this thing here. You plus 2 people on the left, 2 people on the right, and then replicating that play all the way through. If you knew nothing more about this comp plan, the simplicity of calling your family and friends, not because you want to sell on something. We're calling our family and friends because we know we've found something. And that's the difference. And we want to show them what we found. We want them to see a Zoom like this. We want to get a patch on them because we want to see if they see what we see, so they can begin to do what we can do, which is get more hope for people wearing this patch and get this company rewarding us financially for doing so, and begin to kick this thing of inflation right where it needs to be kicked. Because my kids today can't buy that 322 home for $250,000 here in Florida. They could 3 years ago. The same house is over $500,000. Well, I want to help them out, right? And so I said there was a cap of $25,000 a week. Well, there's an unlimited portion. And my wife and I, we've been blessed. We actually make more than that $25,000 now, which is insane to think about. But it's because of this right here. Because the company wants to reward you for bringing other people in who are doing something. So when you enroll a friend, you're going to get basically a 25% bonus of what they're doing for that week. And then when they enroll a friend, whether you know that friend or not, that's your second generation according to the company. And you're going to get 20% bonus on whatever that person is getting done for the week. And then if that person enrolls somebody, that's your third generation, and you're going to get 20% of theirs. So if they're each blue sky bringing in $1,000 a week on sales from the patches, you're getting $250, $200, $200, $650. That's just on one person you enrolled. Well, if you keep enrolling more people, you get the picture. So, and here's how this thing all starts, right? It starts by you buying patches. Now, let's talk about these patches for a second. This is an envelope called a sleeve. It's got 30 patches in there, which is a 1 month supply for one person, right? There you go. Well, the retail rate on that's $149. There's no need to pay that when you can get it for a wholesale rate. And so what we like to do is we like to make it easier for people to get the opportunity to get a 3, 6, or 20 pack at a wholesale rate. On the left, it's called a core. It gets it down to about $98 for a 3-month supply, $98 per month. So it's $295 for a 3-month supply. Then you have the advanced, it's 6 of these for $535. That gets it down to about $89 per sleeve. And then you have the premium. That's what my wife and I did. That's a 20 pack. And that gets it down to about $87.50. And why did we get the 20 pack? Because you can only buy these one time. You can't, these aren't reoccurring, right? This is a one-time purchase. And but why did we buy the 20 pack? Because I believe in the law of abundance, and I wanted to quickly begin to share these with my family and friends, and then they would replace it back to me. So I wasn't going to give them this or share one. Here, you can have it. No, they'd place an order. I said, good, I'm going to front you one now. And then when you get yours in, replace it back to me. But now you can at least start wearing them today. And we saw amazing things on getting speed to market, if you will, by getting abundance going. And it really blessed us. And so what do you see? You know, who do you know? Now, the 6-pack, once again, the 6-pack and the 20-pack, these are the two ones that open up all the comp plan. The 3-pack, you're limited to $100 a week. That's just for someone who's trying to still maybe gain a belief, and they really need to wear it for themselves for at least 90 days. And that is our recommended time frame at a minimum, because 97% of those who wear this for 90 days see results, but it's recommended you wear this 1 month for every 10 years of life. We've seen amazing things happen in month 5 and 6 and month 12. It's amazing because the body is continuing to heal and repair things that you don't even know. So you just get, this is not an aspirin. I know we live in America, but this is better. And so it's more powerful. So, and then what you want to do is you want to get on a monthly subscription, because you're going to run out of patches at one point. And if you get on the monthly subscription, just one, that's going to hold what they call a point volume. So when you're ready, then you go on a 2-sleeve monthly subscription, and that's going to give you the ability to release all the money that's in the comp plan also. And so, and your upline and the person who invited you, we can share more about that. But on getting started, you know, which one are you? You know, do you see the opportunity? Do you see, are you thinking about people you love and care about right now that you know that you want to see this Zoom? Because here's one thing I do want to share with you is that we want to do a Zoom for you as well. We do more of these Zooms throughout the week, and we'll share that in a minute. But we'd also like to be able to do a private Zoom for you. Invite 10 of your best friends and family members. Say, hey, I found something and deals with stem cells, and I'm just learning about it. And I want to invite you to take a look, because I think it'd be a blessing to you. And I want to see if you see what I see. So can I count on you to join me? And we do a private Zoom for you, this one here. And we help them get their questions answered, and we help them get enrolled if they're ready as a 3-2. And so, you know, which way are you ready to go? And so once again, if you're in this position right here, excuse me, folks, let me go back to this here, where I show you this process. Well, if you come in at a 6 or 20 pack, and your friends come in at least a 3-pack, and you're on a 2-sleeve monthly maintenance, and they're on a 1-sleeve monthly maintenance, this is the position of manager. So just want to make sure you understand that. And the goal is then to replicate that play. And you may find, we've had this happen, your 2 friends left, 2 friends right, they buy a 20-pack also, you know, and you do too. Well, if you do that, you're making $400 every time they buy a 20-pack. And so that then is going to give you the ability to, you know, make $1,600. And so, but, you know, that's one of the ways also we make money is when someone enrolls at a 3, 6, or 20 pack, you're getting a one-time bonus of a $35, a $60, an $80, a $75, and a $405 bonus. But that's just little ways to help recoup on what you initially did. But that team commission, that's where the life is at. That's where you begin to put a smile on your face when you're at work, knowing, hey, I'm working right now, but I got money being made right now. And without having to punch a time clock, you know? And so what a blessing. And we'd love to have you join us. So we have a team called This Is a Team, and there's thisisateam.com. We have 1 million people that we believe we're going to hit this year. And I'm going to come back to that screen in just a second. but we have a This Is It School platform. We have a This Is It Facebook page. We have a This Is It YouTube channel, and so This Is It team, we have we have our arms around the opportunity so that you can get all the support you need to keep life simple and stay engaged in your main thing, but then you be supported in this limited part-time thing, if you will. And so one thing I do want to share is with this slide right here, this is an event. It takes place in August. It's a Friday night, all day Saturday. And then there's going to be an amazing Sunday service if you want to come to it. And so, and I love this opportunity because it appeals to busy people who don't have a lot of time. So that's why I did it on a Friday night. Finish most of your workday on Friday, and then Saturday. It's crazy how awesome this is. And what's here is this is better than a rah, 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 sis, boom, bah event. This is where you get to be with people and hear from people, from a 21-year-old kid making over $1 million a year, an 81-year-old grandmother doing likewise, and who are not salespeople, but talking about their story of how this opportunity brought them where at. And you're going like, you gotta be kidding me. And you get to talk with them, and your hope and your belief and your conviction in the opportunity, and hearing the miracles from the people you're going to run into, how this path has changed your life. I mean, from cancer, it's crazy. Your belief just gets bigger, and belief is what's contagious. And so you'll come out of an event like this more excited, want to enroll more of your family and friends who may not be in yet. But the key is, if you take 10 of your now maybe team members with you to something like this, they see the same thing you see. They come out excited like you. Well, your paycheck basically begins to jump. The miracles jump, your paychecks jump, and the belief in this just gets better. We went from 1,000 a week to 1,000 a day because of an event like this in just a matter of a few months. It's the smartest way to build this business, is to have friends who are in the business with you, that are on your team, come with you. And for them, likewise too. And so, and it's affordable. It's like just a few $100 per person. That gets you a hotel room, gets the ticket, gets you a meal. I mean, and the ticket to get in. I mean, I used to take my team to Tony Robbins, man. I would spend a ton of money, and it was worth every penny. But this, it's amazing. So, and the person who invited you can share more with you with that as well. But going back, we want to come back here. What are you thinking? Are you a 3? You just need to do more research. We get it. Are you a 2? Ken, my spouse, me, we could use a little more youthfulness in our lives, a little more, less stress, a little more freedom from pain, a little more hope in our blood work. Yeah, we could use that, and maybe for our kids as well. And, and so, so are you a 2? Where you want to get some patches and say, and do you want to get a 6-pack or 20-pack? It's a one-time purchase only. And or are you ready to run? Now, are you ready to say, Ken, I get it. I want to get this patch of hope on my family and friends as quick as possible. I want to see, as quick as I want to see miracles like what we saw. And we began to get these patches out, and we began to get miracles back, and that just launched us. And it was so awesome. If that's you, then, then make your move. But do get back with the person who invited you. They'll help get you enrolled. And once again, I am partnering with people. And so if you're on this call, I'm going to be partnering with your upline to help you win. So we want to see you succeed. Now, there is, once again, a team system. We can tell you more about that after you decide what you want to do, where there's multiple Zooms that go on basically every day of the week. And This Is a Team, from different people sharing Zooms. Tomorrow is Wednesday. There's going to be one tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. And then tomorrow during the day, my wife and another leader do an amazing women's Zoom, like 40 women be on that thing. No men allowed, at noon. And then on Thursday, we have a Spanish Zoom. There's another Zoom that goes on. Then Friday, there's a noon Zoom that goes on. Saturday, we have a training Zoom. But we have other private Zooms also that go on. So why is that? So as you're busy, you don't have to be the salesperson. You just invite people to these Zooms and let the Zooms do the heavy lifting, so your friends can decide if they're a 3, 2, 1 in a way that protects your integrity and gives them peace of mind and the freedom to do what they want to do. Well, I hope this has been helpful to you on helping you make a decision for what you want to do. And we're ready. We're ready for you whenever you're ready. And so it's been an honor to be able to share with you tonight, and appreciate the opportunity and to be with you. And so do get back with the person who did invite you, let them know what your decision is, and may God bless you in it, and look forward to hopefully seeing you and your loved ones, if you so decide, on the next Zoom. Alrighty, blessings, everybody. Everybody have a good night.